Hi, this is Rushali from Rusharaj classes. In this video, we are going to study one interesting aspect of geometry, that is angles. Yes, angles contributes a very, we can say, the major and interesting part of geometry. Today we are going to study the basic concepts of angle. So in short, let me tell you what is angle. Angle is nothing but the union of two rays at the common point. The common point where the two rays meet is called as vertex of the angle, and the two rays are called as arms of the angle. Here is one simple example. Ray OA and OB meets at the common point O and forms angle AOB. So here O is called vertex of the angle and OA and OB are arms of the angle. Now next we come across measure of the angle. Now what exactly is the measure of the angle? It is nothing but the distance between the two arms. But here we don't measure this distance in centimeters or meters. But the distance between the two arms is measured in degrees. And we all know we use protractor to measure this angle. Based on the measure of the angle, angles are classified in different types. Now let us see what are those different types of angle based on the measure of the angle. The first one is acute angle. The angle which measures more than 0 degrees and less than 90 degrees is termed as acute angle. So here you can see angle AOB is more than 0 degrees and less than 90 degrees. So angle AOB forms acute angle. Angle which measures exactly 90 degrees is called as right angle. Here you can see arm OA and OB forms exactly 90 degrees. So angle AOB is right angle in this case. The angle which measures more than 90 degrees and less than 180 degrees is termed as obtuse angle. Now here in this figure you can see that angle AOB is more than 90 degrees but less than 180 degrees. So angle AOB is obtuse angle. And here is our straight angle. The straight angle forms a straight line because the angle measures 180 degrees here. So the angle which measures 180 degrees is termed as straight angle. So as these two arms forms a straight line, so it is defined as straight angle. Now when the arm rotates more than 180 degrees but less than 360 degrees. So here the measure of the angle between the arms is more than 180 degrees but less than 360 degrees. Such angle is called as reflex angle. Now here you can see I have marked there, one circular mark I have made where AOB is more than 180 but less than 360. So here angle AOB is reflex angle. Now when the two arms after completing one rotation, when they coincide with each other, as they complete one rotation, it is called as complete angle. The arms rotates 360 degrees. So here the angle which measures exactly 360 degrees is termed as complete angle. These were the types of the angles based on the measure of the angle. Now let us see few more aspects regarding these angles. When two angles share a common vertex and a common arm, such two angles are called as adjacent angles. You can say this is just like the two houses, neighboring houses sharing the common wall in between. So even the angles which share the common arm and one common vertex are called as adjacent angles. Now in this figure you can see OB is the common arm and O is the common vertex. So here angle AOB and angle BOC are called as adjacent angles. Now the two angles whose sum is 90 degrees, such angles are called as complementary angles. Here the angles need not be adjacent angles. Means it is not necessary that angles should be adjacent angles. Angles can be separate angles. But if their sum is 90 degrees, then such two angles are called as complementary angles. Now here, if we add angle AOD and angle BOD, the sum of these two angles is 90 degrees. So angle AOD and angle BOD are called as complementary angles. Now instead of 90 degrees, if the sum of two angles is 180 degrees, then such angles are called as supplementary angles. Now just check here. These angles are not adjacent angles, but the sum of angle ABC and angle PQR is 180 degrees. So such pairs are called as supplementary angles. Our previous definition was supplementary angle. Yes, the two angles whose sum is 180 degrees are called as supplementary angles. There, the angles need not be adjacent. But the two adjacent angles whose sum is 180 degrees means the angles are supplementary and adjacent. Such pair is called as linear pair. Now here you can see angle AOB and angle BOC. The sum of these two angles is 180 and these two angles are also adjacent angles. So here angle AOB and angle BOC forms a linear pair. Here comes the interesting aspect of angles. Two lines, when they intersect at the point, four angles are formed at the point of intersection. And at this point of intersection of two lines, we get two pairs of vertically opposite angles. Now here you can see line AB and line CD intersect at point O, forming the four angles, that is angle AOD, BOD, BOC and AOC. These are the four angles which are formed at the point of intersection O. Here AOC and angle BOD forms vertically opposite angles, and angle AOD and angle BOC, this forms another pair of vertically opposite angles. Now these vertically opposite angles have one special feature, we can say. Vertically opposite angles are always equal. Yes. So here angle AOC is equal to angle BOD and angle AOD is equal to angle BOC. Vertically opposite angles plays a very interesting and important role in your geometry sums. Based on the definitions what we have seen so far, let me tell you few important notes. Now the first one, only two acute angles can form a pair of complementary angles. Why? Why not the right angle? Why not the obtuse angle? See, complementary angles means the sum is 90 degrees. So both the angles are going to be less than 90 degrees. So only two acute angles can form a pair of complementary angles. Two right angles can never be complementary angles, because two right angles means their sum is going to be 180. So they cannot form the complementary angles. Even two obtuse angles can never form the complementary angles, because when we add two obtuse angles, the sum is going to be more than 180 degrees. So even two obtuse angles can never be the complementary angles. Now let us see the second note for supplementary angles. Two right angles can form a pair of supplementary angles. Yes, supplementary angles means the sum is 180 degrees. So, two right angles, 90 degrees plus 90 degrees gives us 180 degrees. Yes, it forms supplementary angles. And second thing, when the two angles forms the supplementary angles, if one angle is acute, second angle is always obtuse, because the sum, it has to be 180 degrees. Two acute angles can never be supplementary angles, because the sum of the two acute angles is going to be always less than 180 degrees. So they can never form supplementary angles. Second thing, even two obtuse angles can never be supplementary angles, because if we add two obtuse angles, the sum is going to be more than 180 degrees. So even two obtuse angles cannot be supplementary angles. Hope the basic concepts of angles is quite clear to all of you. So please subscribe our channel to get the regular updates of the basics as well as the higher concepts of maths. Thank you so much for watching this video.